You know what would make that better? A cup of white cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.
Welcome this morning. It turned out to be a beautiful day, certainly not what we were expecting. Welcome to the second annual Red Sand Project for Warren County. We're just going to do a few brief remarks this morning, and then really the main attraction is inviting all of you to participate in spreading the sand and helping us to raise awareness. So thank you all so much for coming. My name is Melissa McLean. I am the Executive Director of the Warren County Children's Advocacy Center. We're located, I'm directionally impaired, just down there, Crescent Park kind of way. Those of you who know me may stop laughing now that I'm directionally impaired. It's okay. At the Warren County Children's Advocacy Center, we work really at facilitating the community's response to incidents of child abuse in our community, whether that be physical abuse, sexual abuse, trafficking. All of those really kind of fall under that umbrella. And so this topic is, certainly near and dear to our hearts at the Advocacy Center. And then this year we partnered with Zonta, which has been a great partnership. And Jen is going to tell you in a little bit about Zonta, and then we have Phyllis with us, who's also going to talk about trafficking. I learned yesterday that Phyllis has been doing this work for quite a while, so I learned that yesterday. I'd like to start this morning with a poem from Sarah Stevenson. Love is abuse. And I will never again believe that I am valuable and worthy of love. I know that nobody will ever feel the pain that I feel, even when it seems like everything is going to be okay. I constantly remind myself that I somehow deserve everything that is happening to me, and this is all my fault. When I find myself thinking I am strong and beautiful, I know that this couldn't be further from the truth. Because I am worthless. I refuse to believe that love is respect and people really do love and care about me. The world has shown me that nobody knows me better than me. Even though I am misunderstood, alone, and forgotten, I do not believe that I am a survivor. So human trafficking is something that crime dramas, and I love a good crime drama as much as the next person, usually portray as people in basements or in shipping containers being smuggled across the borders. And so one of the things that Zonta certainly works very hard to do, in the CAC community as well, is to just raise that awareness that human trafficking is something that happens everywhere. It happens right in our community. It doesn't always look like what it looks like on TV. And so just to raise kind of that level of awareness, but to also let victims and people who are currently living in these situations know that we support them here in Warren County is so important. The Red Sand Project was developed in 2004, 14, something. I was looking at Phyllis because she's got the cheat sheet. 2014, artist Molly Gochman, who's also an activist, really wanted to do something to bring awareness to it. And at the time, she was really promoting human trafficking awareness. And somebody came to her and wanted her to do an art installation, and she said, not unless I can do something to raise awareness. And so she came up with the idea of spreading red sand in cracks so that people really have something tangible to do, something active to do, but also to highlight the fact that people fall through the cracks literally in our society every day and in several possible ways. So that project has taken on a global kind of life of its own, all over college campuses, police departments, hospitals, social media, and certainly in our community. You'll see throughout the week that we have several different community partners who are joining us today, and then they're taking the sand back and spreading it throughout the community. So as the week goes on, you'll see the project grow and evolve, and that spread throughout the county. So I'll introduce now Jen Bliss, who is the current president of Zonta, just to share with you a little bit about Zonta so that you can kind of see how this partnership really came about.
I won't take up too much time because I know Phyllis has a lot of great information. So the mission of Zonta, Zonta International is a leading global organization of individuals working together to build a better world for women and girls. The vision is Zonta International envisions a world in which women's rights are recognized as human rights and every woman is able to achieve her full potential. In such a world, women have access to all resources and are represented in decision-making positions on an equal basis with men. In such a world, no woman lives in fear of violence. The Zonta International story is woven from a rich fabric of empowerment and progressive change. Zonta started in 1919 in Buffalo, New York with a group of professional women under the leadership of Marian DeForest. Today, Zonta International is a global organization of more than 26,000 individuals and 1,100 Zonta clubs in 62 countries. In 2019, Zonta International celebrated our 100th anniversary. Zonta Club of Warren passed the 95 mark in 2023. Some of these milestones have made us the organization that we are today. Phyllis.
Human trafficking, we always think of as being, she said, a movie or a TV show that will be over with in another hour or 2 hours. But it goes on. And yesterday I was at the TU Charter School talking to teenagers about the social media aspect. No matter what you put on there, someone is looking at it. And if you are a situation where I don't like where I live because my mommy makes me do this and my daddy tells me to do that and my big brother tells me to do, that's fine. That's called family relationships. It's not fine when it's done for money. And that's what the perpetrators do. They take the human body and make it into something for profit for them. And that's called human trafficking. It's done in the labor markets. If you're out in the Midwest and in other sections, you see where the labor markets and agriculture is not very pleasant. It's done in the nanny situation and the housekeeping situation where you're hired to do a little bit, but before you know it, you are doing an awful lot. And usually you are also giving something to keep you there, and that's called drugs. And the drugs don't make as much money as the business of human trafficking. I don't know if you realize that at 50 million people worldwide, 50 million are worldwide trafficking. It's called modern slavery. And in the United States, 16,000 victims are of trafficking in 1921. That was the latest statistics. But this one really hurt me. Nearly 2% of all the U.S. trafficking victims are from Pennsylvania. So that's why we are really trying to get awareness out. And awareness would be suddenly a dramatic change in behavior when we talk with teachers or when we talk with other persons. That why is it suddenly a different behavior with this person? It could be a young person, or it's also those of us who are willing to work for money. The lack of freedom of movement. They can't do what they want to do. They thought they were going to be able to go to a game, or that they would do this or that, but no, they have a job. Well, yes, in the family you have a job to do. That is what you're there as part of the family. But are these jobs ones that you would see that they should be doing at their age or their other abilities? A personal lack of possessions. They don't have anything of their own. That's taken away from them, so they cannot use it to get away. no stable living conditions. There's a person who is coaching them what to say all the time. She's one of the ones that would catch that as she does the forensic interviews to know that this person has something behind them that we really should be paying attention to. They're also very fearful. They're very timid, very submissive. They often lack to defer to one another. They don't tell one another things that you usually would share with some others about your life. They're oftentimes, in order to be kept as their slave, they're denied food, water, sleep, and medical care. They're very disconnected from any family. I can go on with a lot of scary things, but that's not what we want to do. We want you to learn to be aware of these kinds of things. Do we need to ask that person some questions as if we might be able to help, because we have several resources in our community. So I'll turn it back to our gal who oversees this program.
So as we close today, just a few more housekeeping things. Again, we have White King Coffee here. They're serving, here's your commercial. They're serving the Children's Advocacy Center Special Reserve Blend, which they sell all year in their store, and a portion of the proceeds benefit the Children's Advocacy Center. So there's your commercial. You get a thumbs up from the news reporter. Yeah. Yeah. Bob and Vicki and Aaron and the family at White King Coffee really have been very supportive of the Children's Advocacy Center. Early on, it's been a great partnership, and something that I think I'm comfortable saying that they're passionate about is that we know that children and adults who have special needs certainly are more susceptible to be victims of exploitation and trafficking. So it's extra important to look out for them. Also, women and girls are trafficked and taken advantage of at a higher rate. Also, though, we know that the statistics among boys and men are rising, specifically youth of the LGBTQIA plus population. So it really does cross all ages, genders, races, economic, social economic statuses. Also, your daily local, Brian, has been great at being with us here today. And Erie News Now back there, yay! So as we close up today, I will invite you, after I finish up here, to go ahead and visit Caitlin and Corey and get your sand. Feel free to spread it wherever you would like to spread it. In the crack, there's also some sidewalk chalk if you want to, write anything on the sidewalk. And we have plenty of pocket cards that have the number for human trafficking, key tags. There's resources over here with Caitlin and Corey as well. So please grab whatever you need. Don't be afraid that you're taking too much, because Caitlin will tell you I have a whole bunch of everything at the office, and we can always get more. So please feel free to spread it throughout the community. Did I leave anything out? Anybody? Okay. Also, there is plenty of sand. So if you wish to take sand back to your houses, to your churches, your organizations, and do this throughout the week and just share it on social media, that would be wonderful as well. And also, on a personal note, we're not going to sing because she'll hate that. It's my mommy's birthday today. Happy birthday! I'm still going to get in trouble for that much, but I'm in trouble all the time with her. It's fine. So that poem that I read you when I started this morning, titled Love is Abuse by Sarah Stevenson, is actually a reverse poem. So it's meant to be read both forwards and backwards. And so I'll close today with the second version of that poem. I am a survivor. I do not believe that I am misunderstood, alone and forgotten, even though nobody knows me better than me. The world has shown me that people really do love and care about me, and love is respect. I refuse to believe that I am worthless, because this couldn't be further from the truth. I know that I am strong and beautiful, and when I find myself thinking that, I know somehow I deserve everything good that is happening to me. I constantly remind myself everything is going to be okay, even when it seems like nobody will ever feel the pain that I feel. I know that I am valuable and worthy of love, and I will never again believe that love is abuse. Thank you all.
You know what would make that better? A cup of white cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.
And now it is time for the conversation part of our very special Coffee and a Conversation episode this week, presented by White Cane Coffee. Don't forget to stop in the White Cane Coffee Cafe. It is open in the plaza across from Tops. Get yourself a fresh cup of coffee, maybe a scone or a cinnamon roll. Get one of these special laser engraved tumblers, get it filled up when you purchase, and when you bring it back in, get 50% off your refills as part of the White Cane Coffee Mug Club. If you can't get down to the cafe, that's no problem. White Cane's also available on DoorDash. Just place your order, have your favorites delivered right to your door. You can also order your favorite roasted brew at home online at whitecanecoffee.com. We are joined this morning by Zonta Club of Warren President Jen Bliss, Warren County Children's Advocacy Center Executive Director Melissa McLean, and you guys had a very special presentation this morning, the Red Sand Project kickoff here at the Healing Garden in Crescent Park. And Melissa, explain a little bit about the Red Sand Project and its importance to the CAC.
Sure. So the Red Sand Project is a global art installation. It was first conceived in 2014 by artist Molly Gochman, who's also an activist. And really it's to raise awareness for human trafficking, modern day slavery, to really give people not only a time and a space to gather to learn about those things, but also to provide a very visible reminder in the community by filling literally the cracks in the sidewalks and in the roads and different places with red sand, so that you're doing something active and participatory, but it's also very symbolic of the people that fall through the cracks every day, whether that be our social justice systems, our foster care systems, any of those systems that we have. And so today we had, in partnership with Zonta, the kickoff here in Warren County.
And Jim, why was this a project that the Zonta Club wanted to partner with the CAC?
So with Zon International and our local club here in Warren, it's one of the many topics that we cover and support and try and bring awareness to. So it was just, the perfect partnership and collaboration. And I'm really excited that we have over 30 businesses and organizations that have signed up already. But I feel like after today, we got quite a few more. So, I just think it's going to get bigger every time we do it. So,
And
go ahead.
Sorry, Brian.
No, you're right.
I was going to say, I'm glad Jen mentioned all of the community partnerships, and so that was really important. Both to Zonta and the CAC both, is having not just something here in Warren, but really throughout the county. So at the end of last week, we had somebody out at Titty Ute Community Charter School. They participated. We have, I don't have the full list memorized off the top of my head, but the library, Warren General Hospital, Senior Helpers of Warren, White Cane Coffee, just all of these organizations and businesses who I think really appreciate it. It's something simple and it's very impactful, and so many times we forget that the simple, easy things are the things that can make the biggest difference.
Well, yeah, and you can see some behind us, the red sand filling the cracks here at the Healing Garden. Like you mentioned, this is not just going to be an isolated location. The businesses that you mentioned, some individuals too, right? We're going to take them maybe some of their neighborhoods and sidewalks around, and so part of that partnership then becomes, as you're walking around going, why is this sidewalk all red? Why is this crack in the road all wet? And so that questioning then leads to more awareness, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And the participating locations have a sign that says, Red Sand Project participant. I haven't had enough White King coffee this morning, obviously.
Can you ever have enough White King coffee?
No, you cannot. And those signs also have the web address on it for the project itself, a link to a short video. The CAC and Zonta both have been sharing that on their social media, and really throughout the rest of the month, we're going to continue to share that. So any business or church or organization that wants to participate, we have plenty of supplies still. They can go ahead and contact any of us, and we can get them supplies, and we're just going to keep kind of sharing that, lifting that up.
And if you have any pictures too, let us know. We'll
Yes.
share them.
Absolutely.
And so, what's the best way if folks want to get some of the materials, get some sand, and start filling some of those cracks? The best way to contact each of your organizations?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is to just give us a call at the Children's Advocacy Center. So that's 814-313-1004. Or you can go right onto our website, www.warncac.org. And Monday, there'll be a link to the Red Sand Project. Don't do it until Monday. But certainly, even if you know a member in Zonta like Jen or anybody in the community, just say, hey, where do I get some sand? And we'll get you set up with some.
And so, obviously, kind of kick things off here at the Healing Garden. What made this the best choice to get this project underway?
Well, Melissa had this idea of the Healing Garden here at Warren General and Crescent Park because, it is a healing place. It's a place that you can come and think and reflect, meditate. People come here to show, daily gratitude. And I think it's just a really great place for all kinds of healing to take place. So when we were talking about a place to meet and kick things off, it seemed like a really wonderful place. And it being fall, you have a lot of different colors going on here, and the water behind us, and it just, and obviously there's a lot of sidewalk cracks. So it was just a really neat place, and I think it's great.
And I think it's also a really great representation of the community of Warren. Mm-hmm. So this Healing Garden didn't come about because of any one group or organization. It was really the community gathering together, fundraising. And so in and of itself, it's such a great representation of the Warren County community and everything that we do when we come together. And so that even made it, I think, more meaningful as well.
And so, again, how appropriate for the CAC that you're also surrounded by these statues and all these great kids and real kids at that. How much better does that make it for you guys?
Yeah, certainly having the statues of the kids certainly does kind of highlight it for us as well. And I love that they're all happy kids, right? They're all kids really enjoying life and doing things. And again, that just, that's the message that the community of Warren has. And, whether it be Zonta or the CAC or your daily local or, the thing that's special about Warren County is that people come together so very often and band together. And it was beautiful this morning. You would never know it now, but the sun was shining. So it really was a nice moment.
The rain held and allowed the project to take place. I was a little concerned that we'd be pouring red sand in these cracks and it would rain. And it's October, so I guess it would be kind of appropriate if it melted a little bit. But the rain's held, and obviously, if you come down to the Healing Garden right now, you can see all the cracks that have been filled in with all these grains of red sand, and again, just an amazing visual representation of all the people, like you said, who maybe are falling through the cracks, whether it's through our systems or our consciousness or our biases or whatever the case may be. But and now there's a visual representation.
And I think people always say, "How can we help? What can we do?" and often I think people get overwhelmed because they think that we need to start like a big organization. And you and I have had this talk before, Brian, and Jen and I certainly have. Education and awareness are the first 2 steps, and they're so important. So if somebody sees the sand, if they check out the website, if they pick up resources, there'll be resources throughout the county. You can certainly stop by White King Coffee. They'll have some free pocket cards with the hotline number for human trafficking on them.
Pocket cards.
Good job, Brian.
Always prepared.
Always. Got the swag. I mean, you can pick up some of these little red sand packets of sand.
Yeah, and we can leave some of those at the shop too, at White Cane. I'm
And,
sure they'd be happy to help.
Take those and go fill in the cracks in your own community. Again, and I think that maybe that's the important thing is for people to understand that this doesn't have to be an organizational effort, right? I mean, you can just, like you said, if you leave some at White Cane or the library or wherever, stop in, pick up a packet, and just go in your neighborhood and up and down your own block there, and just start filling in those cracks and bring awareness to your friends and neighbors.
And I think too that like where we were talking about, and a couple of other of us this morning, is we're embracing the don't reinvent the wheel. If it exists, collaborate, jump on board, and just get a couple individuals together. It doesn't even have to be an organization. It doesn't have to be a business or a big, huge group of people. If you want to do it by yourself, that's okay too.
Yeah, you can do it at home. I mean, right where you walk out your front door, it's a great reminder every morning, to just be more aware and more present of what's going on in our community.
All right, well, ladies, thank you so very much for taking some time with us to appear on Coffee and the Conversation, presented by White Cane Coffee. And this project is really a great thing for the community, and we're so happy that you guys have brought it here to Warren.
Thank you for sharing it for us, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, well, that will wrap it up for this week's edition of Coffee and a Conversation, presented by White Cane Coffee. Be sure to tune in every Saturday morning for more Coffee and a Conversation. For Melissa and Jen, this is Brian Hagberg on your Daily Local, saying thank you so much for watching, and enjoy your weekend.
Know what would make that better? Couple White King Coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White King Coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.